Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Soulstorm casts this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 versus 1 on Titanfall. Playing as the Eldar, we've got no plan, and playing as the Orks, we've got Mad Destar. And not only do we have a wonderful game here for you planned today, boys and girls, we've also got a wonderful co-caster here by the name of Jagus ART. How are you doing, young man?
Oh, thanks, man. That's very nice of you to say. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm just happy to be doing some casts with some friendly co-commentary going on.
You're making me blush, man.
Oh,
let's just focus on the game.
That's it.
We'll
We'll
get into each other's pants here.
We'll save the flirting for afterwards. So we've got interesting openings from the Eldar. It's triple Guardians into a Farseer, compared to the Orks going for their standard true and blue, couple of Slugger Boys and a big mech. Now I'm quite interested in seeing how the Farseer is going to mess around with that big mech, as that Mind War is going to be a real pain for him as the game progresses.
This game for me, honestly, Mr. Landshark, is just going to be a pure observation because I have no idea about this kind of matchup.
Ooh, okay.
Three Guardians and a Farseer. I'm really keen to see where that's going to go, honestly. I can only think that because the Farseer has the Psychic Storm, that would be advantageous against these Slugger Boys. But let's see what happens anyway.
Yeah, well, I mean, with your triple Guardians, you're able to... I mean, Titanfall has got lots of points to cap, as well as critical locations across the map, which are quite useful to get through when you've got triple Eldar. Farseer is obviously going to be trying to counter that big mech with her Mind War, but then again, the big mech has his teleport to break the link between those two. And also, if you're triple Guardians as well, if the Orks do take up into tier 2 quite quickly, and they mess around with their infiltrated tank busters, then you've got Warlocks for your Guardians that'll be able to spot them, so I think that is... Also, you've got grenades and stuff that you can play with, so that's an idea.
Wow, you really know your stuff, don't you? See, I would have no idea. You made some interesting points. The Mind War, I totally forgot about that one as well. Big Mech doesn't have a lot of HP, so that would be a good ability to use. And I just noticed Eldar lost one Bone Singer off to the left there to those Slugger Boys. Almost lost one other Bone Singer to the right. But that one managed to survive, thankfully.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot about who's going to be able to control the map quite a lot and deny those listening posts into the mid-game. We do have a sizable amount of Guardians, one squad of 7 members, and the others just being used for capping purposes. On the left-hand side, we do have no plan, moving his Guardians ahead, trying to push these Slugger Boys off his listening post, but a big mech is going to come in and start slapping them around with his big meaty claw. Got fleet of foot for the Farseer and the Guardians on the right-hand side. Going to come in and see if they can assist, but I don't know if they'll be getting round here in time.
I would have cancelled that LP2. Oh, he does cancel it just in time. That's good.
Oh, fantastic
Otherwise,
stuff.
could have been a waste of resources there.
There we go. And now they're going to go for
nice
that decap. But double Guardians moving in, and the Farseer, the biggest foe that the big mech's got available to him, but at the moment I think he's got some jumping juice in him. I don't think he's teleported yet.
Yeah, well, the Slugger Boys have done their job, so...
Yeah,
Actually, the Guardians don't do that much damage against the Slugger Boys, do they?
No.
Or is it because they have Fleet of Foot on?
So they don't do all that much damage in general, really. They're kind of just... I mean, if the Farseer puts guidance on them, their damage is increased by a little bit, but mainly their thing will be playing the supporting role, maybe being like a screening unit for capping, and but mind you, when they get the grenades as well, they should be quite decent at taking out Slugger Boys.
Yes.
But that Mind War on that big mech chasing him away, that was quite good. I like that.
I don't know if the sorry, I don't know if the Mind War, does it target the commanders specifically in the squad when you use it? I'm asking you these questions, even though usually my channel is about answering these types of questions. But
I was going to say that this is quite the interesting turn of roles, because normally I know bugger all, but thankfully this isn't very specific information. This is early game information, which I thankfully know. But yeah, so the Mind War can target whichever model you click on. That's where the Mind War lands. Okay. So it's super useful. So even if, say, for example, if you were going up against a big shooter squad, and for whatever reason there's only one model with a big shooter in there, you can target that one specific model to deny the upgrade. So it's quite useful.
That is interesting.
Speaking of useful units, we've got a Stormboy squad moseying on in. He is going to go for a Stormboy Nob, so I imagine he's gone for his chopper upgrade, so be good at bashing down buildings. If he can get some space, Guide being cast on the Guardians to our right-hand side, so their DPS is going to be up somewhat.
4 generators by Eldar as well. I'm just wondering what he's going to be doing with that much power. Will he be going for grav tanks later on?
It would make sense. I mean, you don't know. I mean, you would see someone build up a little extra in the old green money before tier 2 if that's what they're planning to do straight off the bat. But at the moment, he might have invested a little bit too much in those, as he's currently being accosted from all sides by all manner of green skin nonsense. This is quite difficult. He's got some Dark Reapers out, which might be able to do some good stuff, but got 2 squads of Stormboys out. In fact, actually, he says that, but one lonely model flies away just in the nick of time.
Nice support platform as well. That's what you got to do if you're having a little bit of trouble in your base. Just dropping 1 turret can sometimes make the difference. Really, just the placement of it was good. Like, really protects all his generators. He does lose the listening post, but that's fine. I'll just recap it.
Yeah, and he has managed
a lot of units lost there. Yeah. No, I was just going to say, lost a lot of units there. So
definitely,
was it worth it? We'll see, I guess.
I mean, if looking at the economies, 98 and 10 compared to 92 and 40, so the Orks don't really have any kind of major economic lead. I mean, the Eldar, what they've done to mitigate that loss of the listing posts is that they've just upgraded their other listing posts. So it's nothing really bad has happened, but the Stormboys are being quite persistent, and the Guardians aren't really able to pierce the heavy infantry armor of these guys, so they're a little bit lost for words at the moment.
That's it. And have we seen the pile of guns yet? Yes. I wasn't really watching the Orks. I'm not sure if they have the armor research done.
Ooh, Big Mech goes down from the Mind War from the Farseer. So that's quite a good pickup for them. Although Stormboys are now going to be encircling around these Dark Reapers. Big Mech, I'm not sure about his... I mean, if you're going to go for a whole smorgasbord of Stormboys, not sure if the Big Mech's going to be contributing all that much. I mean, the main thing for him is his teleporter. So if you've already got some units that can jump around, I think losing that Big Mech isn't going to make a big difference in the Orcs' plan here.
Yeah, these Stormboys just won't die, won't they? Holy crap, they just keep getting reinforced. It's crazy.
That's it. I mean, with only 1 Dark Reaper squad, and that's been constantly chased around by these remaining Slugger Boys, they just don't have the time to fire at them, and these Guardians, like I say, because these Stormboys are heavy infantry, they're not really getting that good damage, although wonderful use of the Farseer, using all of their abilities at all times. But yeah, I don't think we've seen any grenades on these Guardians yet, which is a little bit odd.
No grenades, but what we have seen is this Harlequin that's been dropped by Eldar, so it's a pretty good counter to like these infantry hordes. If you want like just something to get out, just to deal with all of this mess, it's yeah, the Harlequin is really good for that. You don't really have to invest too much in anything else if you just want a pretty cheap solution, if you will. I think Harlequins are like 150 requisition to 100 power, something like that. Anyway.
Yeah, and like she's a lot more. Even though she's only got 625 health, you stick her in close combat with all her jumping around and stuff.
Exactly.
She somehow survives a lot longer than a fully fledged squad of Harlequins, which is sorry, not Harlequins. Howling Banshees. We're not playing Unification here.
yeah. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Well, she does have command armor, so maybe that's what contributes to it. Yeah, so
I suppose that makes sense.
She can definitely take a hit. Yeah.
Do have the first Falcon Grav Tank out for the game, but we do have some tank busters. Not infiltrated at the moment. Got some Stormboys on the left-hand side, smacking around that listening shrine, but this Falcon Grav Tank is now going to be really useful in defending the more far-flung areas of the Eldar side of the map here.
See, has he gone for the Fire Dragons? Might have missed that. No, it's just Dark Reapers, okay. Orc very quick to make a counter, though, to these Falcon Grav Tanks. I think because he did see the plasma generators, he was expecting it, so...
Definitely.
We
and
do have the war track out as well.
Yeah, and at the moment, the Eldar don't really have an answer to the vehicles. I imagine they're going to go... There we go, one squad of fire dragons on the way out now. I imagine as well they've also probably gone for their enhanced optics for these Dark Reapers, although I haven't seen that research part. But it's generally a standard thing to do, especially when you've gone double Dark Reapers, being manoeuvred around by the Falcon Grav Tank, but it's been instantly shot down by Tank Busters and War Track alike, which is not what you want.
Viper on 51 health off to the right here. Can't afford to lose that Viper so quickly. One thing I am worried about is the placement of the War Banners by Orks. In particular on the right side, there's just this really vulnerable position to War Banners. In 1v1s as Orks, you can't really afford to lose too many of your War Banners. I've had this problem happen to me, and it's really annoying having to rebuild your War Banners, and it also locks you out from making your more powerful units.
Definitely.
If you lose them. So
I mean, I understand I understand the concept of, well, I don't want to walk armored grots straight back to base because that's time lost in building, but you've got to bear in mind as well that if you're up against Eldar and they've got the maneuverability to go around your flanks and bash your vulnerable bits, it's not a risk you want to take.
I did see the Harlequin move around a bit. I think she's probably trying to sniff out those War Banners, just trying to plan some angles of attack here. So far, very good maneuverability from the outer player though. Dipping in and out with that Falcon Grav Tank, we love to see it.
Oh,
those
definitely.
are skills beyond my comprehension.
Yeah, oh yeah, and still got that Farseer in there, so still keeping her active no matter where they go. So not only is it the damage of the Reapers, but also the utility of the Farseer, but trying to fake them out by sending those war trucks over into the centre and then moving the Storm Boys back over to this listing shrine, which will finally be smashed down, but a minefield in there is going to keep these guys a little bit flustered while they go about their business. On the right hand side we do have the war trucks and war track now assaulting the other listing shrine. But oh dear, just as you predicted, fire dragons on the right flank now going to be smashing up those war banners, so dear.
That's that vulnerable location I was talking about. Just very poorly placed war banners. I try to keep them near the HQ, to be honest. Having more war banners around your listing post won't really, make it harder to destroy in the later games, at least. And yeah,
although
we got Storm Boys coming back into the outer base now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I imagine that these Storm Boys were initially planned as well, not only for attacking, but also for some mobile defense, but it's kind of just doubled down for, right, okay, well, you've killed my war banners, I'm going to kill all your stuff. So 2 listing shrines for 2 war banners, that's not a terrible trade, in all honesty. I mean, what is the economy at the moment? 74 and 40 for the Eldar compared to 80 and 40, so you're slowly but surely getting that economic difference, but still it's not enough, considering all the material he's losing in these assaults here.
Absolutely. So Orks has dropped back down to 45 pop, so now he's going to have to rebuild more war banners to get back up to tier 2, which will be a little bit annoying for him. I have to say though, wonderful use of the Storm Boys. Just getting in and then destroying shit, we like to see it.
Yeah,
and new channel.
And he got them out like relatively early. Like I've tried. So I mean, the 2 main openings for Orks are it's the double shooters and big mech with a couple of sluggers, or you go in for an early war banner and then get those Storm Boys out quick as you like. But I can never seem to crack that. I'm always a bit delayed with my Storm Boys, but these Storm Boys were nice and early, and they've been made relevant all the way through with the correct research upgrades. I mean, they've got their knobs with the power claws, although dear, this Tank Buster squad's still not being infiltrated. But in saying that, you've got a Farseer out on the field, and where are the Guardians? Because the Guardians, with their Warlocks, probably also are able to see him as well. So yeah, that's probably why Destar's not gone for the upgrade, because it's a bit moot in this kind of matchup.
Actually, yeah, I didn't think of that. That is probably why the Harlequin as well can detect infiltrated units. And so far looking pretty good for Eldar, I think. Would you agree? Who do you think's winning at this stage?
I would say, I mean, economy-wise, the Orks are doing a little bit better. They've kept their momentum going, but the problem is that the Eldar have got some momentum of their own. They've got an answer for everything that the Orks have on the field at the moment. I'm not entirely sure what... I suppose the best thing that these guys could do, from the Orks' perspective, is go for some flash gits, just to out-DPS the Dark Reapers. Don't provide the Fire Dragons anything useful for them to shoot. I mean, these tank busters aren't... I mean, yeah, okay, they're shooting down the Falcon Grav tank, but not there anymore.
Oh. Viper goes down.
Oh, where was that?
On the left side. Another War Banner a little bit out of place. Just on that left strategic point.
I mean, Orks...
And a generator goes down too.
Yeah, Orks
Yikes.
still in tier 2. They are going for... Oh, no, they're not. For a second, I thought that they were going for their Ork 40 HQ upgrade. Going to re-get their big mech, which... I mean, at the moment, what, they've got 8 squad pop on at the moment, so they don't really have that much in the way of infantry. And with these double Dark Reapers, the Storm Boys, yeah, okay, they can tie up these Fire Dragons in close combat, but the Dark Reaper's just going to take them on, so... I think that realistically, maybe flash gets, or maybe even get some shooters, get some sluggers, and although then again he doesn't have the economy, so what you could do if you had maybe like 120 requisition is you could just have that one big stonking squad of sluggers, get them on auto reinforce just to absorb all the damage, and have 1 or 2 squads of Storm Boys targeting individual squads. But at the moment, he doesn't quite have the economy for such a strategy.
That's it, yeah, he still needs another 340 blue money to make 2 more War Banners to get to that tier 2, and then on top of that, another 340 to get to tier 3. And then 200, it all just ends up, you know, just to get to the flash gits.
That's it. I can imagine the Ork money counter, some sort of like grot in an office, an abacus, and several pieces of paper saying, "Oh, we just can't afford it. We don't have enough teeth, boss." And speaking of teeth, or at least losing teeth, we've got a Wraithlord out now, which, I mean, that's going to be very difficult for the Orks to deal with. I mean, the Storm Boys will get crumped in close combat. The vehicles will get shot at by the Bright Lance. I mean, and now we've also got the Fire Dragons moving in on the left-hand side. They've seen more War Banners to shoot up, and they're going to go for more Tank Busters, but there's nothing... I mean, yeah, I suppose that the Wraithlord is the primary target for the Tank Busters, but being tied up in close combat by the Fire Dragons, dear oh dear.
Yeah, these Wraithlords just... this one Wraithlord just tearing apart these war trucks with the Bright Lance here. And yeah, no, what's that called? That ability by the Big Mech, the Tank Zapper.
Yeah!
To stun these vehicles.
That would be incredibly useful at this stage, but the Farseer has gone down. Both Dark Reaper squads have been taken out, so all this talk about having no answers, maybe it was just a case of just waiting for those Fire Dragons to move away and then getting those war trucks into a closer position. The problem with Eldar is that if you've got your anti-vehicle and anti-infantry units together, yeah, okay, they'll be able to take on anything, but the moment you then start separating those guys, it's a bit of a problem for them, so... Yeah, the Orks managing to regain their position in the middle. Now going to start taking down these listing shrines with their 1, 2, 3 squads of tank busters. Although maybe potentially losing 1 squad if he doesn't. There we go. Move him backwards, young man.
I just have to say this because it happened so quickly I didn't even notice. But Eldar lost 1 Fire Dragon squad. He had 2 before, right? And now he only has just 1 unit left.
Yes, so
and he lost a lot of Dark Reapers in that fight just then.
Yeah, he used 1 squad of Fire Dragons to tie up the Tank Buster squad just near the Titan's weapon. And I think that was the one that got killed, because there was another one that was trying to bash up these War Banners on the left-hand side. I think, anyway, it's hard to really remember what goes on in these kinds of games. You live in the moment, and then it's hard to reflect on what's going on.
It was all happening and I was sort of watching it, but I think I was also listening to you, and then when I look back, Eldar almost has nothing, but they are recovering quite quickly. They've got a Falcon Grav tank back out, another Wraithlord out. I think Eldar does have the economy to really just come back, make some comebacks here. But these 3 war trucks really, you know, serving their purpose. They've been alive for quite a long time. Surprising Eldar hasn't managed to you know, destroy all of them yet.
Yeah, you would normally see fire dragons just kind of charging in and then smacking them down, but
Yeah.
I mean, we've got a trusted group of grots now following them around. You could now, I mean, I suppose the Harlequin is still there, but you'd at least, there we go, we've got some infiltrated grots. So the infiltration research is there, so it should be able to help them. If they can manage to take down that Harlequin, taking out the infiltration detection stuff for the Eldar would be quite useful for them, especially since the Guardians are now no longer active in this game.
That's it. And Eldar was leading in economy, but now thanks to the Orks doing their thing and really just taking Eldar's points away from him, now the Orks will take the lead in the economy game. Very, very well played by Destar here. Is it Destar? D-Star?
I don't know, although he has signed up for the Sunrise Parabellum tournament, so that's quite exciting. So we'll be seeing some more games from him, hopefully fairly soon. Speaking of D-Star doing some epic plays, he's moving in those Storm Boys, trying to keep these Dark Reapers back, and really, at this point, these Storm Boys are more or less just screening for the Tank Busters and War Trucks to do more damage to the economy. Not going to go for that killing blow, just death by 1,000 cuts here, which is really nice to see.
Oh, I love it. I love that so much.
I love it. Although
I love it,
these Storm Boys might need to hold back just a little bit, overextending. They've only got 2 models in there, and these Dark Reapers will be able to drop those models very quickly if he's not careful. Oh, he's trying to decap, and losing that entire squad. That is very unfortunate. Now the Dark Reapers have got free reign to just get involved in whatever they fancy.
What an incredible... Oh, that's all I have to say. This has been such an incredible game. It's gone both ways, and that's the type of games you like to watch the most, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
You're not quite sure who's in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's still anyone's game, and I'm quite curious about these fire dragons on left-hand side just chilling out. They look like they're up to some mischief and mayhem, waiting for those Orks to maybe commit to a solid engagement before going in for an engagement on their own, which is a little bit risky. You don't want to take a good chunk of your army and not have them involved in a battle, but the Orks don't have a killing blow here. So they don't. So base trade might be the way forward for the Eldar.
Yeah. We were talking about before how, well, I was pointing out how it's probably impossible for Orks to go to tier 2, but at this stage it looks like it might just happen. We might be able to see those flash gits after all. Orks definitely has the economy for it now. He's at 70 Ork pop.
Oh, and
just has to be careful that he doesn't lose too many units here. Yep.
Yeah, speak of the devil, he's just this very moment started upgrading to an Orky fort.
Oh.
So that might be what happens, and if those flash gits come out, well then, I'd say that's GG with this current composition. Yeah, okay, the Wraith Lords are vehicles, but get your flash gits out en masse, then they'll still be able to kill them. Although, in saying that, Fire Dragon's attempting to move in, but being stopped by a fresh batch of Storm Boys. So, good idea in theory, but not really doing all that well. These Fire Dragons now just kind of ignoring the... Fire Dragons and Wraiths just walking past the Tank Busters, kind of ignoring them. The Grots are trying to tie these guys up, but instantly killed, more or less. And the Dark Reapers are now pushing in. And it's the assault's turned around here.
Oh, wow. Again. You know? It just... how does it change so quickly?
That's it. The Orks are in a very strong position, but now they're not. Now they're going to be losing the pile of guns, which is a big loss for them. Any upgrades that they want will have to be rebuilt, and that's not a cheap building neither. Not cheap by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely, you need the pile of guns too to make some units, especially tank busters. You can't make them without the pile of guns. So, oh, D-Star, no. I was rooting for you, man.
I mean, he's got some economy to play with. He's got enough tank busters out at the moment where he won't need to get any more. It's just a case of, can he keep them alive? And now the Eldar, much like the Orks, they're not really jumping gun-ho inside. They're just taking off little slices on the outside, seeing what they can cut away.
That's it. All he has to do is just hold this little side. All he has to do is just hold on the side here for a little bit because the flash gits are on the way. So if he can, I don't know, make some kind of pincer attack from the side, we'll see what he does here. But flash gitz are out now. Maybe he'll attack the Dark Reapers from the back, or no, he'll just go straight from the front.
There we go. That's the Orky
Insert
way.
Sexual innuendo here.
Haha. Poker in the front, liquor in the back. That's a T-shirt I saw once. But flash gitz are out, and now they're going to be instantly crumped. There we go, jumping into the war truck and then jumping straight back out on the other side. Wonderful little bit of manoeuvring there. War banners were really helping them defend this little area. Now it's all going to be about, can these wombo combo of flash gitz and tank busters take care of these Wraith Lords before they do any significant damage, and then turn their attention to these Dark Reapers. Will require a fair bit of micro, but if anyone could do it, it is Mad Destar. Also trying to get a fighter bomber out, which never even considered fighter bomber, but that would be amazing for disrupting the formations of those Dark Reapers. Does manage to get him out. We're going to instantly move him round the backside.
Oh, mech shop does go down. There's just too many Wraith Lords, I think. Are these... I don't think these tank busters have been infiltrated yet, have they?
They have not, which, at this present moment in time, if they were infiltrated, they would be safe as houses. They'd be untouchable, which is really unfortunate.
Oh,
Second squad of flash gitz are out. I mean, the Grots are able to fire unimpeded. They're doing totally fine, but it's not the Grots we want to keep safe here.
That's it. Wow.
Oh, what a absolutely fantastic game going on there. Both players just phenomenal stuff all the way.
No, it's over. Yeah. Oh, man, what a game. How do you find these good games, man?
I go on dowstats.ru and I spend most of my spare time not seeing friends or family and checking for games. That is my life at the moment. But speaking of life and all the fun things in between, Jagus, you do a fair whack of Dawn of War stuff. Do you want to plug your channel?
I do that sort of stuff. My channel is Jagus ART on YouTube, and I try to do tutorials and all that sort of stuff, even though I was schooled by Mr. Landshark today. But I promise I do some good commentaries. It's just check it out and see what you think.
That's it. It is a font of knowledge, but then again, I mean, we can't know everything, can we? Every day's a school day, as my dad used to say. Cool. Well, anyway, thank you for joining us, Jagus, and thank you at home for watching. If you like the videos, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month to get you one extra game a week, and there's also Discord where all the fun things happen. My name's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure as always, never sure. I will see you in a bit. Peace.
Peace.